Hey, this is Mr. Coker with Geometry Preview number 2, and this video is talking about vertical and supplementary angles. I have a video that I made early in, I guess last fall, talking about this type of material, but this is kind of for my Algebra 1 students. So, assuming no previous knowledge of anything, so that's why I made a new video for it. So, vertical and supplementary angles. I have three things up here that I'm going to go through. The first one is this. I've got two lines. One of them says, and one angle says 110 degrees. So, first thing I want to talk about is when we have, ignore what's down here. So if we see just this, a line, and it's got an intersecting line, one side is 110 degrees, well, what's the other side? Well, these are called supplementary angles. They're consecutive angles, and they are supplementary. What that means is they add to 180 degrees. Well, 110 plus something equals 180. Now you could solve, it's a one-step equation, minus 110 on each side, and you'll get 70. Minus 110 minus 110. You'll get x equals 70. And that tells you what the other angle is, the consecutive angles. That means they're side by side here. And now, what about the angles down here? Now you probably can look and reason what they would be. This is called a vertical angle. So when we have an angle, and then we have the angle on the opposite side of the two intersecting lines, as we do here, that's a vertical angle. Those are always equal to each other. Those are always going to be the same. So if one vertical angle is 110, the other one has to be 110. Same with 70 and with these two. If one side is 70, the other side will also be 70. And that's the basis, the basic for, that's the basics of vertical and supplementary or consecutive angles. Okay. Now I have two problems. And these are very simple. They might not look very simple, but they are extremely simple. And I'll show you why. So the first one, what we're going to see first off, is this a vertical angle or is this going to be one of our supplementary angles? Well, these two are across from each other. They're vertical. That means they are equal to each other. So any problem like these two, we want to know, first off, we just want to know, do they equal 180 or do they equal each other? These two equal each other, so I'm going to put x plus 124 equals 115. And most times students make a mistake on these types of problems. It's simply because they set it up wrong. That's it, and that one is pretty ugly, but I'll fix it. It's a one-step equation. Minus 124 on each side. X equals, I'll write it down here, negative 9. Done. 115 minus 124 is negative 9. That's your answer. It's a one-step equation. The vertical angles tend to be quicker, a little bit easier than the supplementary or consecutive angles. Now we'll look at the consecutive angle ones. So down here we see these two are next to each other. They're not across. One way to think of this, and sometimes I'll describe this to students, is this one, is that acute or obtuse? Now we have it in Algebra 1, talked about that yet. But this is what's called an acute angle because it's more narrow, meaning it's acute. And this one is a wider angle, a wider opening, and it's obtuse. But acute is less than 90 degrees, and obtuse would be more than 90 degrees. And that's, you'll learn about that more in geometry. Well, if the two angles don't look alike, like one's acute, one's obtuse, meaning that they're not the same types of angles as these two, you can see are the same. They're both acute. That's a good sign that they're supplementary. They're not. Excuse me. Got the yawns for this video. But that's okay. Okay, so x plus 65. I'm going to write that out. I don't think the camera is screeching down here. I can't tell. You can tell. Oh well. I'm going to ignore this. I'm writing for this problem now. So x plus 65. What I'm going to do is say that these two they're equaling 180. So I'm going to say x plus 65 plus 122 equals 180. And now it's a simple equation. I'm going to combine my like terms. So I have x plus 187 equals 180. Did I do that math right in my head? I think I did. Now, minus 187 on both sides. And I'll get x equals, I'm not sure again if it, I would write the answer down here, but I don't know if it will be on camera. Is it on camera? I don't know. Anyway, 180 minus 187 is negative 7. Seems legit. That's your answer. And you'll obviously always get negatives. But that's it. So the vertical supplementary angles, that's it. Hope that makes sense. Anyway, the point of this, to be clear, the point of this is just to kind of give you information to kind of help you get a jump start on geometry. So, have a good one, and thanks for watching my video.